Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So, as you may be aware, when I collected those new Thomas Wood engines from Amazon, they weren't the primary reason I made that order. The primary reason was to complete the collection of the Thomas & Friends Light Up Minis. So, I have now been able to grab the last two packs that are available, the Emily and the James pack, and also the Rosie and Charlie pack. So, without further ado, let's crack these open and see what's really going on. So if you haven't seen these light up minis before, make sure to check out the other reviews of the first 3 double packs, that's confusing, 6 minis on my channel. Just have to scroll through and find those. As you can see, this is what the packaging looks like. Very standard, multilingual. You've got the buttons so you can press some other in packaging. All this stuff on the back. Again, clearly these are Wave 2 because the only other engines listed are these two, which are the Wave 2 packs. So despite being listed as kind of all together, they are definitely separate. What's interesting here is that there's been a sticker applied over this to correct this. And also this sentence reads really strangely. But this is weird. I don't know why there's a sticker here. I wonder what it said underneath. Let's find out, shall we? This is an adventure for everyone. Live on camera. We are pulling off this sticker. I did not notice this when I was looking at these boxes before. No! Well, there we go. I guess it will remain a mystery. If you know what it says under there, I'd love to know. Because it looks like it still says individuals. Maybe it was misspelled. Unclear. But look, that's a little Thomas mystery, and now we'll never know the answer. Anyway, so what are we waiting for? Let's crack these open and take a look at the toys inside. Alright, so here is Thomas Light Up Minis, James, and Emily. So, let's take a look at James first. We'll do the classic 360 look around. Okay, cool. So as you can see, this is a modified version of James. As with all these engines, if you have a look at the top, you can see James is quite a bit wider, and from the side, he's quite a bit fatter. He's put on a couple of kilos, I think, in order to fit the light pack inside of him. So from a distance, it looks fine, but from close, his proportions definitely look a little bit strange, particularly in this boiler section here. In terms of the detailing, he's got the black wheels and black undercarriage, and then he's got the transparent or translucent, sorry, red top half with the normal black smoke box. So in terms of the printing, you can see pretty much the standard Minis printing on that. You've got all of this black, detailing of his, panel lines and everything on the side here. You've got the gold yellowy paint, which obviously hasn't quite lined up on this new mold, as you can see here, for the dome, for the whistle, which is still molded really nicely. The tender's still painted black, coming in the side. So the detailing rendering is still pretty good considering how small these Minis are. Coming around to the face, it is the standard James face, although I think he's looking more off to the side than he normally is. I don't have any other Jameses on me at the moment, but he seems like he's looking aggressively to the side. Again, if you look at the photo on the box, he looks kind of straight ahead, whereas this one, his eyes are printed a bit off-center, which is fine. It just means he's like looking, now he's looking at us, whereas here he's kind of looking this way instead of straight at the camera. But that's okay. Otherwise, you've got your standard level of detail. As you can see, everything under there. Again, no names written on the on these ones now. So yep, there's that. So let's take a look at the lighting function. First of all, with my studio lighting on, as you can see, the LED is right there inside of his tender, just below that button. You can see then the batteries are mounted on the inside. So we've got a similar lighting pattern that was available for the other engines in this line. Showing electronics is the same. So now we're just going to switch off the light. There you go. You can see my camera is going into low light mode. Probably going to have a freak out because the exposure is going to change, but that's okay. There we go. Bring this kind of into focus, and let's have a look at how this looks. So it really doesn't want to focus, which is fine. Here we go. Bingo. Now we've got it to focus. So you can see that this James actually does light up pretty well. I talked about some of the other engines don't light up that well. He lights up pretty well. It looks a lot whiter on camera, but it is like definitely a red from the plastic. But that's, again, because there's not a lot of printing around the back of James. He does quite brightly light up, which is good to see, because that's what you want from a light-up engine. So, bring the light back. That is the James. Now coming along to Emily. So Emily's got a slightly different design in that she has the black chassis, but she does have the transparent green wheels, which is a nice touch. I do enjoy transparent plastics on Thomas Minis, as you'll know if you watch my other reviews. As you can see, she's got the modified chassis to fit this, and again, Emily has also packed on some pounds in order to, if it wants to just, come on. Sometimes it doesn't like focusing on the Minis. As you can see, it's kind of got the extra layers of thickness in her boiler to accommodate the battery pack and the lighting. In terms of printing, again, you know, the standard level of detailing, which is pretty good for these Minis, all over that transparent green body plastic. She also has a transparent kind of blacky brown color for her running board, which is nice, so it's not all the same. She has kind of retained her same color scheme, which, as I've said ad nauseum now, this many years into Minis, I like that. I like either color schemes which are a different take on the same colors or totally different, you know. Otherwise, if they're a bit in the middle, it's a bit weird. You can see Emily's face looks pretty fine. Mine seems to have a weird chip thing on the side here, but that's just a production, production mistake. Otherwise, her face seems pretty normal. So that is the details there. Again, you can see the LED in there now. We're gonna just, as you would expect, when the lights are on, the flashing isn't that impressive. But if we turn them off, let's see if it's gonna stay in focus now. So you can see that she doesn't light up as well as James does. James gets more light coming through his boiler than Emily, and I don't really know the reason for that. My assumption is just that because the batteries are still in the same place. So I don't quite know why just her cab lights up, but she's definitely one of the more limited ones in terms of how much light actually diffuses through the mold. You can see pretty clearly there's like a very clear delineation where the light just stops. So her cab is very well lit, but the rest of her is not so well lit. Okay, so what do I think of this 2-pack? Well, again, I think my opinion, as I kind of hinted to some people who asked me, when are you going to pick up the other 2-packs, is the same. These Minis are cool, and they're interesting concept, and I like the idea, and I really was excited for them when they came out. But I just think the light up function is a little bit eh. I think on James, it's like pretty decent, but on Emily, certainly, it's a little bit eh. And then again, particularly when you think about the price I paid for these, which is $12.50 Australian for the 2-pack, which means these engines cost over $6 each. $6 for this, like that is a lot. And when you think about it, what I think is the best comparison is you could buy 3 normal Minis for the price of one of these. And I just don't think one of these Minis gets you the same amount of enjoyment or play experience as one of these, as 3 of these other Minis would in their place. So if you can get these for a discounted price, I think if you get them for 50% off, I think it'd be worth it. But I just think if you're paying 3 times the amount for them versus a normal Mini, they're just not worth the value, I don't think. And because they are just light up versions of the same characters we've got before, and they don't really provide a lot new. And equally, although they light up, they also have got kind of weirder proportions, it's kind of hard to explain on camera, but like me being a Minis collector looking at these, like they do look fat, like bloated, like they've been like puffed up with Botox or something. Like there is something weird about them, and you do notice it if you are a Minis fan. So that would be my recommendation or word of warning potentially about these, but I'm really curious to know your thoughts. I know quite a few people were asking me if they were going to review them. I've reviewed them now, so make sure you leave a comment below to tell me what your thoughts about them are. Alright, I'm going to go off and review the last 2-pack and then do a bit of a Minis wrap up of the light up series. So that's all I've got time for. This is XtremeTrainz.